committee.
The gentleman is recognized for 3 minutes.
Madam Speaker, I am pleased that we appear to have a very broad consensus in favor of this. My friend from Texas is right. There is no one single answer to the problems of poverty, but I am pleased that we have agreement that this is an important part of it. We have some history here that argues for this bill. In the year, I think it was 2000, we, in this House, passed a bill on the floor over some objections from the administration at the time, the Clinton administration, from some of the House leadership. We passed a bill to begin the process known as the HIPC, the Highly Indebted Poor Country Debt Relief, and it's worked very well. And for those who think that these enterprises are doomed to failure, we can point to many successes in HIPC. And we did this in a way so that countries that had not lived up to what should have been their part of the bargain didn't get the benefit. The time has now come to do this again, and if this is done right, relieving countries of debt that was often incurred by prior undemocratic and repressive regimes, relieving these countries of debt, and they will be primarily African, but not entirely, does as much to promote education and reduce poverty as anything else we can do. I think it's particularly noteworthy on this day when His Holiness the Pope is in our city that we received a letter from the Most Reverend Thomas G. Wensky, the Bishop of Orlando, who's chairman of the Committee on International Policy of the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops, strongly supporting the bill. And I ask that that be introduced into the record now, along with a letter from the Jubilee Coalition, the Jubilee Network, many religious and civic organizations, and the NAACP.
Without objections to order.
Helping countries reduce the debt is a very effective way of giving them the tools to go forward with development. One other important point here. We have been plagued in the past by the international financial community, in the judgment of many of us, liberal, conservative, Democratic, and Republican, unduly inject itself into the decisions in particular countries. Democratic society should not be told from the outside what the water rate should be, what the tax structure should be, what education fees should be. And very often in the past, these had a very negative effect from the standpoint of poverty alleviation. Unanimously out of our committee, this bill includes a restriction on what is called conditionality of that sort. There will be no possibility of using debt relief as a lever for outsiders to impose on these democratic societies choices that ought to be made within the societies. We do say that the donors, and these are both the individual countries and the international financial institutions, should insist on a variety of procedural safeguards, of democracy, of openness. Negotiating with the minority, we have added, I ask for an additional minute.
Yes. I yield an additional minute.
The gentleman is recognized.
We have said that from the standpoint of the U.S., to be eligible for our help, they will have to cooperate with us against human trafficking, against terrorism, against illegal immigration. Those are the kind of conditions it is appropriate to impose. Finally, we should note that this bill obviously does not, as it cannot itself, accomplish debt relief. It is a mandate to the United States executive branch to begin negotiations, and these negotiations must be multilateral, because we do not want to see America give debt relief when other countries don't do it, and that nullifies the effect. And we also want to press the international financial institutions to do it using our influence there. Today, we take a step widely hailed by particularly those who are concerned with the alleviation of poverty in other parts of the world. We take the step that does more than any other single step to reach that goal. We have had a problem in the world of economic growth. I ask for an additional 30 seconds.
30 seconds. I yield.
The gentleman is recognized.
We've had a problem in the world of economic growth occurring in ways that shut out a great majority of the people in various countries from the benefit. We need a coordinated strategy so that we can have growth, but we can have growth in an equitable way. Debt relief is an essential part of that overall strategy. I thank the gentleman and yield back.